1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geetanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Media Minister says that the government's hope is not to seek a solution through stern rules and regulations to solve the teacher-principal problem. All arrangements have been finalized to reopen schools on Thursday. 18,000 trainee graduates are compulsory to report for their duties on the 21st. 100,000 litres of organic liquid fertilizer will arrive in the island today. Railway Department earns 400 million rupees annually as income by transporting fuel by trains. Foreign news, North Korea fires ballistic missile into waters off Japan. Local news in detail now. Minister Dallas Alhapurma said that the government will not act to solve problems through stern rules and regulations. The objective of the government is not to solve the problems of teachers and principals by stern rules and regulations. Both parties have reached an agreement in this issue. Participating at the media briefing to inform the cabinet decisions, he said that the children are hoping for the arrival of teachers to schools. Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Education, LMD Dharmadasa, says that all arrangements have been finalized to reopen the schools on Thursday. At present, disinfecting of schools is being carried out. He also stated that they will respect the decision taken by all teachers and principals to engage in their teaching activities for the betterment of the children. Students say that they are satisfied and happy about the reopening of schools after a lapse of several months. They also stated that they will bow their heads for all the teachers for arriving at schools for teaching. The children have to bear a great loss due to closing down of schools nearly for 2 years. The parents pointed out that the value of time they lost cannot be re-achieved. Their view is it's important to commence teaching activities with the reopening of schools. Secretary to the State Service, Provincial Council and Local Government Ministry, J.J. Ratnasiri, said that 18,000 trainee graduates deployed to the Ministry of Education are compulsory to report to their relevant schools on the 21st of October, Thursday. This measure has been taken with the reopening of the country in order to support the government's move. He also stated more graduate trainees will be deployed to the Ministry of Education to carry out the education activities continuously. Under the present government, 58,000 trainees have been recruited for state service. Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, says that all should get together to promote organic agriculture in order to help countries forward march in a successful manner. Farmers in most of the areas in the island have understood properly and are willing to provide their support for this program. Participating in the Subharati program of the SLBC today, he said that measures will be taken to provide organic fertilizer for farmers for their crop cultivation activities. Meanwhile, he stated that the 100,000 nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer to be received today will be distributed to several areas for paddy cultivation soon. These liquid fertilizer are to be distributed through agrarian service centres in Ampara, Batticaloa, Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa areas on Thursday and Friday. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Railways Department says that they earn 400 million rupees as an income by transporting fuel by trains. General Manager of the Railways, Dhammika Jayasundara, said that the aim is to earn 1 billion rupee income annually by expediting the transport service further. Venerable L.A. Gunawangsa Thera says that the President has rendered a great task to implement the COVID vaccination program successfully. Participating at the Dasa Desin Hatha program of the SLBC, the Thera paid his gratitude to the President for the mediation of the program personally. Participating in the program, State Minister Channa Jayasumana said that the program of ordering vaccine is being implemented successfully, which started from January. Some 469 people and the 265 vehicles they were travelling in have been turned back at the provincial borders yesterday for violating travel restrictions. Police said the special checkpoints are set up at 13 entry-exit points of the Western Province to monitor those who violate the inter-provincial travel restrictions. Accordingly, the police have checked 1,144 people travelling in 799 vehicles at the exit points in the Western Province, while 1,404 people travelling in 704 vehicles were checked at numerous entry points in the province. And that ends local news for now.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Another batch of Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines has arrived in Sri Lanka this morning. The consignment was first transported from Amsterdam to Doha in a special flight chartered by Qatar Airways. The flight carrying 608,000 vaccine doses later touched down at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake at around 2:15 a.m. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Live.
All vehicular traffic in the Kohuala Junction along the 120 bus route will be limited for 2 months from the 21st of this month. Only public transportation buses will be allowed to pass the Kohuala Junction during that period due to the construction of the Kohuala flyover. Drivers are requested to use alternative routes until the 20th of December. And that was Watch Light.
World News.
The headlines: North Korea fires ballistic missile into waters off Japan. 400 Maozo accused of U.S. missionary kidnap. U.S. envoy Salme Khalilzad steps down after troops withdrawal. World news in detail now. North Korea has fired at least one ballistic missile into waters off the coast of Japan, South Korea and Japan's militaries have said. It comes as South Korea, Japan and U.S. intelligence chiefs reportedly meet in Seoul to discuss North Korea. In recent weeks, Pyongyang has embarked on a flurry of tests of what it claims to be hypersonic and long-range cruise missiles and anti-aircraft weapons. Some of these tests violate strict international sanctions. North Korea is specifically prohibited by the United Nations from testing ballistic missiles as well as nuclear weapons. A notorious gang is behind the kidnap of a group of North American missionaries near Haiti's capital Port-au-Prince, officials say. The 5 men, 7 women and 5 children were returning from a visit to an orphanage when they were abducted on Saturday. Officials say they are being held by the 400 Mao So gang, also blamed for the kidnap of Catholic clergy in April. Haiti has one of the highest rates of kidnapping in the world. This year has been particularly bad, with more than 600 kidnappings recorded in the first 3 quarters of 2021, compared with 231 over the same period last year, according to the local civil society group. The top U.S. envoy to Afghanistan is stepping down from his role less than 2 months after American forces withdrew from the country. Zalmay Khalilzad led the U.S. dialogue with the Taliban, but months of diplomatic talks failed to prevent the militant group from seizing power. The Taliban took control in August after capturing the capital, Kabul. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Mr. Khalilzad's deputy, Thomas West, would take over. He extended his gratitude for his decades of service to the American people. Back to the headlines of the world news. North Korea fires ballistic missile into waters off Japan. 400 Maoists accused of U.S. missionary kidnap. U.S. envoy Zalmay Khalilzad steps down after troops withdrawal. And that was world news.
And now in development news.
State Minister Siripala Gamlat says measures will be taken to develop Sri Lanka's first organic agriculture zone in Moragahakanda Organic Agriculture Zone as the first model toxic-free food production centre in the country. The State Minister points out that the necessary framework for the project has already been made. The State Minister also said steps have been taken to develop the area as a place of tourist attraction. And that was development news.
Sports news.
Another 2 matches of the World T20 tournament will be played today. Papua New Guinea, Scotland, Oman and Bangladesh are to compete today. The first match will begin at 3:30 p.m. and the second match will begin at 7:30 p.m. If Oman and Scotland defeat their opponents today, they will get the chance to enter the 12 super teams for the World Championship Cricket Tournament. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka will be playing against Ireland tomorrow. Opportunities will arise for the Sri Lankan long-distance running athletes for training in Kenya. This decision has been taken at a discussion held between Minister Nama Rajapaksa and the Kenyan Sports Minister Dr. Amita Mohammed. Accordingly, experience on experts in sports fields are to be exchanged. And that was Sports News.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Lanka Shipping Corporation joined hands with the Sail Lanka Yachts Group to promote naval tourism movement in the country. There is a possibility to develop local and foreign tourist attraction by improving strategies for the betterment of the naval tourism industry. It will also help to benefit the economy of the country and to earn foreign currency. The relevant agreement in this regard was signed by the chairman of the Shipping Corporation, Winindra Veeraman, and the managing director of the Sail Lanka Yachts, Kausal Rajapaksha. And that was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news.
courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by Ikra Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Economic news. Tourism investment valued at $101.44 million has been submitted for approval during the past 9 months. Minister Prasanna Rantunga said that out of this amount, $92 million investment ventures have been approved as tourism investment. 22 tourism investment ventures were approved out of the 33 investment proposals during this period. He pointed out that presenting such proposals is favorable for the development of the tourism sector in the country amidst the COVID pandemic. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by Ikra Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island after 1 p.m. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. A few showers are likely in the Western and Sabragama provinces and in the Galle and Matra districts during the morning. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporarily localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. And that was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
To end this news broadcast, back to the headlines. Media Minister says that the government's hope is not to seek a solution through stern rules and regulations to solve the teacher-principal problem. All arrangements have been finalized to reopen schools on Thursday. 18,000 training graduates are compulsory to report for their duties on the 21st. 100,000 litres of organic liquid fertilizer will arrive in the island today. Railway Department earns 400 million rupees annually as income by transporting fuel by trains. Foreign news, North Korea fires ballistic missile into waters of Japan. And with that, we end this news broadcast.